Welcome back to the Bits of Bri Podcast. I'm your host, Brianna K, and I'm here with you're just a long-term guest now, Ashlei.
I'm back. You can't get rid of me.
But we love it. We don't want to get rid of you. That's why you are back. Thank you again so much for all of the 5-star reviews. And when you actually leave comments, we've been loving reading them and going through them. And it's just been so fun.
I was just about to say, people are so kind and so sweet. And I feel like even the girlies who aren't getting divorced are loving it. Like, it's just been so much fun to watch. And then also people giving their perspective in the comments. I don't know. I've been loving it. I feel like it's so much fun. I
I
was
know.
happy to see how much people were responding. And I've gotten so
Yes.
many DMs. Have you gotten so many DMs too? Like people saying how helpful it is and they feel like they're hanging out with their girlfriends, and that makes me happy because I feel like people are lonely. They need that, you know?
Same. Like if we can literally be like virtual girlfriends and help you through any of these hard
Yeah,
times, that was the intention of this podcast.
I
So
agree.
I love it.
I
I love
agree. And you and I talk like 24/7. I feel like between our reels and our
it.
voice memos and all of our stuff. So now it's like the podcast, we're just joining everybody else into our daily conversation.
I know. Can you imagine if like our Instagram chat got leaked or our text messages got
Oh my
leaked?
gosh. People would be like, "How do you guys work? How do you get anything accomplished?" I'd be
It's
like, "I
for the
swear.
podcast. It's for the
It's work.
podcast.
It's research for the podcast."
The amount of memes that is probably going to be a future episode. We were actually just talking about this. We're going to gather our best memes that we've sent each other and do a like
Yes.
what do you meme podcast where we kind of debrief on why we sent them to each other because we've curated some good ones.
We have, and I feel
Yeah.
like you're changing my algorithm because 'cause you're sending me so many reels. I'm like, "Wait a minute, Instagram's gonna think I'm divorced, that I've had a glow up, that I am, like, finding and looking for the perfect man," like, my algorithm has changed because I will literally see a reel and then within a half hour you'll send it to me and I'm like, I just saw that one. That is so crazy. But yeah, there's some good ones and a lot of good information out there, you know, from therapists or experts in the field. And a lot of times they confirm what you and I are already saying. So I'm like, okay, we're on the right track. I feel good
I
about
know.
this.
That's the best. Like we will send
Yeah.
so many that were like, I feel so validated because of what we were
Yes.
talking about because we'll see
Yes.
the facts about it.
Yes, like an
Yeah.
actual professional confirming what we said. So I'm like, okay, I feel like we're doing good. But okay, so how have you been this week? How was Valentine's Day?
Well, I didn't have like a date on
Okay,
Valentine's Day. But for
right.
me, the highlight was honestly all the women who participated in the Valentine's Day flower
I
exchange.
loved it.
So, yeah,
That
just
was so
thank you to
beautiful.
I know, I'm just, like, so thankful to everybody who participated in it, and it was so cool being tagged in all of the pictures and just I got so many messages, like, when we're talking about messages of women who were like, "We're in the same town," and that's kinda how I purposefully matched people, like, "We're gonna meet for coffee," or the one, like, she had
Oh,
written something of, like, "I'm new, I don't have any friends yet," and the girl was like, "I'm gonna introduce her to all my friends and family," and I was like, "I love this." Like, this is why community is so important and why like people always knock if you meet virtually and I hate to say it. I mean, I feel like I kind of gave that impression even with online dating, but caveat is like you can still connect with really cool people that you
you
ordinarily
can.
would have never ran into in real
Mhm.
life. So I love our little
No, I
virtual
agree.
girl power
And
community.
how do you even come up with these ideas? Like, after you came up with that, Brie, I was like, "That is so genius," and I feel like more women should use their platforms for things like that. Like, I know that there are important issues and things going on in the world, but it's like, at the very base level, a lot of women are just needing girlfriends, and it's hard nowadays just to make friends, right? Like, it's awkward, you might not be in a lot of social settings, and so when you come up with these ideas, and you always tell me about them in advance, but then when I actually see them play out, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is genius. Like, you no longer have to wait for your husband to send you flowers or your
Oh,
boyfriend. Or maybe they don't, you know, and then
yeah.
you're disappointed. Instead, you can pair up with somebody, you both send each other beautiful flowers, and you can control your own Valentine's Day. I'm like, this is genius.
Well,
More
I
people
mean,
should
I
do
think
it.
it's sometimes out of necessity, right? Like even
Mhm,
the reason my YouTube channel got started is because I was looking for working mom YouTube videos. Like after I watched Anna
mhm.
Sacconi's pregnancy updates, they were so helpful to me. So I was like, okay, I'm going back to work. I need to find like a working mom video. And I couldn't find any. So I feel like I can really safely say I was the first working mom on YouTube, like, what I was
I'm gonna
posting.
write Yeah, I'm gonna write that down because I'm
Yeah.
not familiar with, like, the mommy vloggers, like, you
Yeah.
taught me all about that, so I'm gonna have to write that down and look into her, but I wish I had that when I was younger, like, for you to say you had that, remember I told you I was the first out of all my friends to have kids. I
Yeah.
had nobody to look to
Yeah,
as,
and
like, an
she was still I mean,
example.
she was probably the first person posting the pregnancy updates. So, like, she
Really?
was one of the original, like, YouTube pioneers, and then I feel like I can safely say I was the first, like, working mom content on YouTube. That was 10 years ago.
So
And so
relatable.
same thing, I feel like when you're like, "How did you
Mhm.
come up with this idea?" It has always been I saw a void of something that, like, I would have really appreciated, and that was me. Like, last year, I had the worst Valentine's Day of my life because really, like, when
Bree,
you're
you didn't tell
single
me that.
yeah, when you're single and I get it. It's not that I don't want other people to be happy and in love and have romance, but, like, when you're sitting there, you're like, "There's literally not a person who's sending me flowers, who" it just was kind of one of those things that I was like, "Wouldn't it be so nice if everybody else who's in my shoes like this, like, we just all sent flowers to each other?"
Bree,
So
I'm on my period, don't make me emotional, I feel like I'm about to cry. I need to go get a box of Kleenex. So I'm saying no, because it's so true. It's so sad. Like, and I remember seeing, I think you like posted you were reading a book or doing something. And I feel like that's another thing that I love that you do is you also will offer support on how, if you're a friend of a divorced woman, how to support them. I think that's really important because I feel like friends want to help, but we don't really
Yes.
know like what to do.
Well, because
Right? Like,
it's just not in the norm, and that's where, like, I would say, think of what you would expect your husband to do for you on those holidays, and
yeah.
if you can, do them for your girlfriend, like, fill her stocking for Christmas. Like, my mom this year filled my stocking for Christmas, and it was the nicest thing because
Aw.
I didn't know she did it, and so I actually had already
Good
bought stuff
job,
for
mom.
myself, like, for my own
Okay.
stocking.
Yeah.
I went on a little, like, Ulta shopping spree, like, "Here's
Yes.
all the new makeup I want," and
Well,
so,
my
like,
husband's a Jehovah's Witness, so I can relate to that. He doesn't celebrate
okay.
Christmas,
So,
so
yeah.
Santa
Yeah.
hooks it up.
So
Yeah.
that's what I mean. So that's what I wanna turn this
Yeah.
into. I'm like, let's turn this into obviously Mother's Day, we're gonna do something. But same thing,
Yeah.
it's like, let's for whether it's like Halloween. I mean, people don't really give their like spouses on Halloween, but we could do something cute if we wanted to. I don't
Now
know.
it's turning into something boo baskets,
That's what
and
I
people
mean. Maybe
on
it's just like
TikTok are making
send
it huge.
candy
Yeah,
and
a little something.
encouragement. Like, I don't
Mhm.
really care as long as it's like, hey, we're showing people love and encouragement.
Yeah.
And then same thing, the stocking. It's like, let's fill each other's stockings if you do the Christmas thing. And
Mhm.
yeah. And then I think same thing, like New Year's Eve is such a like, I feel like it's almost like the equivalent to Valentine's Day because of the whole freaking New Year's kiss. It's you're like, okay, if you're sitting there and you're like, there's no one for me to kiss when the ball drops. Like, it's just like that constant feeling of, I don't know, like loneliness. And you just, obviously, it's not where you want to be in life. And of course, you can always reframe your mindset. And I'm a big believer in that. I feel like that's why I truly am happy in so many ways now. But I would be lying to myself and everyone else if I didn't say it isn't where I wanted to be in my life. Like, I wanted to have that partner, I
Mhm.
wanted the marriage, I wanted to build a life together. So, of course, there's other things I'm so grateful that I have in my life, but I did always want that partner to kiss on New Year's and go out on a Valentine's Day with and fill each other's stockings on Christmas, right? Like, that's what I
Mhm.
want. And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying, like, that is what I
No.
want. So,
No. And setting that standard for yourself, but can I also say it's so interesting because obviously, like, I've been married since I was really young, but doing hair, I worked every holiday. So, like, for someone who's divorced, they're sitting here thinking every married couple is having this romantic Valentine's Day or this incredible New Year's. And it's like, no, some of us are just working and we just get carry out and we go home. It's not because it's not romantic, but it's because
yeah.
maybe that's the industry you're in or something. But I feel like it feels intensified, right? When you're single, it just feels like everyone's in love and
Yeah.
everyone is happy but you. But I promise us married people, we're just boring in our pajamas with our tequila, having a drink, watching a show. Like it's really not that exciting. I promise. You're not missing out on anything. But if it's
But
important to
that's still
you,
nice. That is still
no, it's
very
still
nice
so
and
fun. I
cozy that
love
you've got
it.
your
I
person who
love
you
that.
love But
Yeah.
I appreciate you saying that reality check because I do think when you go on social media, and that's why one of the tips that I think I gave in a video was like stay off social. Actually, it was the podcast that I did of like
Yes.
be your own Valentine. Just stay off social media those days because
Mhm.
comparison really is going to be the thief of joy because
Oh
you're
god.
only going to see these highlights. Like there's no
Mhm.
married person who's getting on there who's really being real and like husband didn't fill my stocking again this year, or like my husband didn't buy me flowers again for like nobody's getting on and being real about feeling
You're so
crappy
right.
on those days. So,
But Bree, some people are just flat out lying. Like after being a creator for so many years, and I worked with creators, like helping them get brand deals and stuff like that, and just also
yeah.
being in our niche and stuff. I noticed that a lot of people who are posting these over the top, Valentine's days and like they're lying. They're actually very unhappy. Not all of them. There are some people out there having beautiful holidays, but the ones who are just like gushing, especially if the post is like this long about how amazing their husband is, they're probably about to get divorced. Don't fall for it. But
Wait,
I
was
just
I posting things like that before I
no,
got
no,
divorced?
no, and I'm not gonna say who because I would never do it to somebody, and you always hope that people work things out, right? Like, so I would never
Yeah.
wanna jinx it for them, but there was a girl on TikTok, I just saw it, like, a couple hours ago, and she had posted this beautiful Valentine's Day. I'm talking the whole hotel with the all the balloons lining the ceiling, the beautiful, gorgeous view, the heart-shaped flowers that just line the entire floor. She had Chanel bags and diamonds, and she's like, I literally posted this while like crying my eyes out and begging him to stop cheating on me. She's like, so don't always believe every single thing that you see. And people in the comments were like, thank you so much for your transparency. And I did see your post and it made me feel bad. And the one girl was like, grab the Chanel bag and run. And I was like, that's good advice. Grab the bag and run.
Grab the
But
bag
it's
and run.
like I said, I'm not being a hater and I'm not saying there aren't happy marriages. There are, but a lot of times the people who are genuinely happy, they're just not posting about it. And some people, if it's
Mhm.
their job, that's your job, Brie. You're a creator. You have to post about it. But
Yeah.
this poor girl, I feel like she saved so many people's Valentines and their relationship because when she shed light on the fact that like he was making her cry and cheating on her, I felt so bad for her, but I also felt like what she did was really good for other women.
Well, and it's interesting because you bring that up, and it does just make me think like, yeah, there was definitely a period of time where what I was posting maybe started to feel inauthentic, right? Like where I knew my relationship wasn't in a good place, but I just also like because it was my job, right?
It's your job,
Continued.
that's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and I'm sure if I probably went back and looked, I could tell like the subtle differences where like I
Mhm.
probably just wasn't including certain things anymore or whatever. But yeah, it is. It's really hard, I think, with social media. Everybody just posts the highlights, or you really don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So,
Yeah, just
yeah.
don't let Instagram, especially because I feel like TikTok, it's a little bit more real, authentic over there, but Instagram will really have you feeling bad about yourself if you're a person who's triggered by the internet. I see that kind of stuff, and I actually grew up with a mom who made Valentine's Day really special. She would
Aw.
buy us presents, like not a lot, like a little gift bag, but I mean, I'm gonna show my age right now, but there'd be like CDs in there, and I was like in high school, so it was so cute, and
Aw.
candy, and like a little top. Remember when like going out tops and jeans were like that's how
Yep.
everybody dressed? So there'd be like a
Yep.
little top in there and some
Oh,
makeup
I
and lip
laughed at like
gloss.
when I was at the age of going out, you wore like a blazer. Like you
Oh
literally
yeah.
wore a
Oh yeah.
blazer out to a bar. I was like, "Who?
Business
Why do
casual
we do
at the bar,
this?"
at the club.
And you know what's
Crazy.
funny? Because like I was a broadcast journalism major, so sometimes it was actually perfect because I'd be like
Yeah.
anchoring the news in my blazer and just go straight to the bar and be like, "Well, I'm dressed. Good to
It's so true though.
go."
Man, but you know what? I mean, now is not much better. I see these girls and they're wearing literally like what we're wearing today, like baggy sweatshirts, baggy jeans, and tennis shoes to the club. And I'm like, oh, we would have never,
See, that is
never.
the one thing that, like, while I love the comfort of, I guess I will show my age, I love a sexy heel. And so it
Me
makes
too.
me sad because I'm like, I see these beautiful women in these big clunky sneakers, and I'm like, dang, like you would
Mhm.
just elevate your outfit to me to like
Yep.
so much if you had a really sexy heel on. But I mean, maybe that's just my the age we grew up in. That's what we
Well,
wore. So,
and I'm even older than you, so for you, you like a, like, blocked heel or, like, a thicker heel. We just wore stilettos, so it was like everything was so thin, so high, and I mean, if you did not know how to
oh, I
walk in those
definitely broke a
shoes.
stiletto boot at OU because it was bricks. Like it's known for like
Yes!
bricks everywhere, and one you're drunk and it gets stuck in the brick, and you're like, bam, like crack the heel
Brick,
off that boot.
cobblestone pathways, anything like that does not wanna see a stiletto coming. It is just all bad. But,
Oh my
yeah, I don't
god.
know, it's like on one hand, I feel like it's good because I like the comfort, but yeah, it's and that was where you and I talked about too, like if you're going through divorce, like how your style changes, how your beauty changes, and you might not want to be wearing baggy clothes all the time if you're feeling sad. It might make you feel worse. Like you might just need to get up and get dressed. You know,
Okay,
sometimes.
1,000%. I feel
Mhm,
like the wardrobe thing, especially, I'll just tell you from my
mhm.
personal experience. So, 2020 was when I had Hayden. It was also COVID. Which, I mean, let's just for 1 second, even when you were talking earlier about how, like, hard it is to meet people, I feel like COVID ruined that for all of us. Like, I feel like
Oh, it
that's why
ruined
it got even harder to meet
everything.
people, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I
Social
had this, like
anxiety.
yes. So yeah, 2020 had this, like, COVID loungewear pregnant wardrobe.
Mhm.
Then moved from Ohio to Hawaii. So then that was a whole different vibe too. Cause I'm like, okay, I'm postpartum. And normally in Hawaii, right, you'd probably be wearing more like tropical, cute vacation clothes. But I had like
Mhm.
postpartum weight gain, all those things. So I feel like I had more just like, again, very casual attire. Get
I thought you
divorced.
looked great, but I know for you, you were just it was not what you felt comfortable in, but I thought you looked amazing. But
No.
yeah, I
Well,
understand.
you've always been like the sweetest, most cheerleader friend. So thank you.
You're so
Um,
welcome.
But yeah, I think then reality set in of like, okay, now I'm moved back to Ohio, divorced. And once you're in that space where you're like, okay, I guess I'll start dating again because like I said, I want to be with
Mhm.
somebody. I want to have a life with somebody. Has to be the right person. I'm not gonna settle. But I want to build that life with somebody. So
Yeah.
you're like, okay, what's my dating wardrobe going to be? And at that point, I'm like, I've had 3 kids, again, lived in like loungewear for years.
Mhm.
You have to go out and get a whole new wardrobe, basically.
And the
And
style is so weird because people don't really dress up like they did when we were younger. So to try to find your style, it's not like there's just a store where you're like, I'll just go here and they'll have everything I'm looking for. It's like people are wearing tiny tops with baggy jeans, but then that feels kind of weird for our generation. But then you're
yeah,
like, do I do a heel? It's just, it was such an awkward time in fashion. I feel like it's gotten a little bit better, but I know what you're talking about. Right after you were, newly divorced and looking for
yeah,
a new style, it was
yeah,
awful. Women's
yeah.
fashion was just awful. I mean, oh my gosh, it was hard. And then also the age, right? You're like, where do I
Yes.
shop?
You're also at a line where you're like, okay, well, like in my head, like my going out outfits are more like junior section
Mm-hmm.
clothes.
Mm-hmm.
But in my head, I'm a mid-30s girl now, woman,
But can
shouldn't say
I tell
girl.
you, I've never subscribed to that idea where I feel like women should be put in a box. Like, I don't feel like, and we used to talk about this all the time at the salon, just because you're a certain age does not mean that you have to have short hair. Do you remember when our like moms used to think that like after 30 or after, but girl, you look good. That's different.
My mom, I feel like since I turned 30 has put that on me of like, cut your hair. Like you're in your
They
30s.
do. No, they do. They feel like for some reason you got to cut your hair, that you can't wear crop tops, that you can't do certain things. And I'm like, you're not dead. You're 30. Like, I don't understand. And 30 is so young, right? Like, it really is in like the big scheme of things. And yeah, you're not 20. You want to look a bit more elevated, classy, and polished, but you're also probably on a budget because you're like post divorce and you're, I don't know. I, that's why I liked watching you date though. And I loved your outfits. Remember, I would message you like, oh, I really like that outfit. When you would do like the shorts with the heels. And I was like, you look like Britney. You look so good. I like that one. That
I
was my
mean,
favorite.
yeah, it was a whole, I feel like, different era to dress for.
It
And yeah, just
was.
towing like a lot of different lines of like age appropriateness, just all of it. And then you're in a different spot, I think, when it comes to your body confidence, at least for
Mhm,
me. Because I
mhm.
think back to what my body was in my early 20s before I had children.
Oh,
And
girl,
oh
don't
my
we
God, I
all?
would go and tell that girl, I'd be like, you should be going naked, like wear like a string out. Like
Do you know I literally say that to my daughter now, not the naked string out because she's only 15, that would be so inappropriate, but anytime she's having a bad day, not that she can't feel her feelings, but I'm like, "Girl, you don't understand. Like, you look so beautiful." And I would tell my young clients that too, like, please just try to enjoy it. I know that you're feeling so insecure and you're feeling like there's always somebody out there who's more beautiful, more fit, more this and that. But man, when you're young, you like don't have cellulite, your boobs are still perky, things don't hurt. Like, it's just such a beautiful time, but you're so insecure, you don't even enjoy it.
I
But you look
know.
back like, man, I'd give anything to be that again.
Oh my
Like,
gosh,
that
I
was
look back and I'm
amazing.
like, it's like that one TV show. I'm like, why didn't I take naked pictures of myself? But
Seriously.
really, like, why wasn't I taking all these bikini pictures? Like, I should have taken
Mhm.
every bikini picture I possibly could have. And
You got married young too. Did you ever do one of those, boudoir photo shoots? What?
that was my ex's groom gift. Like, I did a boudoir photo shoot.
Oh, okay.
They were great pictures. I
See?
have it. He didn't take it with him. I have the book.
Were you in your 20s then? So do you have some proof of what that body okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we
Yeah.
used to do that at the salon. We had a bunch of girls who would come in and get glammed for those photo shoots, and I always was like, "That was such a good idea," and I don't know why I
Yeah.
never did it, but I have other photos, so it's fine, but,
Yeah, I actually timed
um
it perfectly. This is where like budget savvy Brie. I'm just impressed with myself for this. I timed my wedding trial hair with the day of the boudoir photo shoot. So it was like I knocked
amen,
it all out.
sister.
Like, okay, get
A
my trial hair done,
lesson
go get my
learned.
boudoir photo shoot.
No, you are genius for that, and a good
Yeah.
stylist or makeup artist will actually tell you that when you are planning your trial, like, do something. Have your bachelorette party that night. Like,
Yeah.
I know girls nowadays, like, travel and make it a whole vacation, it's a whole thing,
Yeah.
but before when it was just, like, a single night, like, go out or, like you said, do a photo shoot. Do not waste that hair and makeup because a trial is not any cheaper than day of, so you might as well use it. You spent a ton of money on it. You look amazing. You probably feel amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was genius.
Yeah. Don't
The
tempt me.
wedding
I'm
industry is
gonna
going
be
to
like
hate
tempted
us.
to post one of those photos now. Be like, this should grace the internet. This 20-year-old booty. Like,
So funny. You have
no
this beautiful,
cellulite.
yeah, no cellulite, none of that. Man, you can pretty much eat whatever you want. You're never bloated. That's the thing that I feel like being closer to 40. This whole like, I'll eat something and be bloated. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, that was never the case. You could eat whatever you wanted at 20, drink whatever you wanted. I never felt puffy or anything like that. Now, that is not the case. It's a very sad situation.
But no, like I think there is this thing, and I hate because we are kind of doing it right now. I'll like just
Yeah,
like
we shouldn't. Let me
reality
stop. I
check us.
forget that you and I are not just talking on the phone.
Yeah, but it is. It's like women never make aging sound fun.
No.
Or never make it sound like, okay, as you get older, you can look better. And I can say with confidence to any 20-year-old listener out there, having 3 kids, and I
Mhm.
think just everything I've done, especially over the last year where I've really changed so much of my lifestyle when it comes to my fitness, my self-care, I have never felt more confident in my body or feel like, again, I figured out, I feel like my style to a certain degree. I figured
Mhm.
out my hair, I feel like in a way that's really flattering for me where I'm at in this phase of my life right
I
now.
agree.
I feel like I've gotten so much better at my makeup. I feel like
Mhm.
when it comes to even like confidence, like because I feel like in your 20s when like you're figuring out intimacy and all those things, you just don't even have the confidence in the bedroom. Like now,
No.
like I'm like,
No.
oh, like
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And I'm glad
figured
you
it
took that
out.
turn. I'm so
Like,
glad, and it's so true. I'm glad you took that turn because that is what I was gonna say, like, no
yeah.
matter how much you remember that 20-year-old body, you appreciate it, the confidence you have closer to 40, oh my it's like you're unstoppable. And
Yeah.
it's almost to the point where, yeah, you love the treatments, you love all of the stuff, but you're really just okay with yourself. Like, I'm really just okay with these boobs. I'm really just like you just this confidence. I don't even know how to explain it. It's you don't question things anymore. You do. I feel like you figure out your style because you're post children long enough. You figured it out. Your hair and makeup. I mean, I think the last podcast you were working out and you came home and you got it together like quick. I was
I
like,
know. I
because
know.
you just know what you're doing now. Like you figured out
Yeah.
your hair, you figured out your makeup. But
Yeah.
yeah, you've had a major glow up since your divorce. Are we
Okay,
going to talk about
should I
that?
send you cuz okay, I was telling Ashley before we started this podcast how I heard this. Well, I think I sent you the reel, right?
Mhm.
I
You
sent
did.
you the reel because I was like, I'm going to make my own reel to this audio. And it was a woman saying, how have you ever noticed how people's faces change after a breakup? And it's because on a cellular level, there's a change when you let go of the stress because that cortisol hormone that's in your body when you're stressed out causes inflammation, causes you know, like your
Mhm.
face will be more swollen,
Yep.
so many things. And I think especially like even with my dad who had an autoimmune disease, he had MS. You hear about that with any autoimmune disease is how anytime you're under stress, like you have a flare up. It's really, really bad for your health, like has such a negative impact on all of your body systems, everything. Um, so I decided, I was like, okay, I'm going to use this audio because I just wanted to see what my, like, when I was like, you know, still living in Hawaii, married, going through the divorce process, what my face looked like then compared to what my face looked like now. So, okay, I'm going to put, when I edit this, I'll put the picture on the screen. So sorry if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you're either probably going to have to go over to Instagram or go over to the YouTube video to see this picture at this point.
It's
But
worth
okay.
it though. Wait till you see this picture.
Yes,
Oh
I
my
texted it to
gosh.
you, Ashley.
Yes.
So,
I was shocked.
reactions.
I I couldn't believe it. Like, you don't even look like the same person. And that's what's so crazy. And let's just be so honest that we are the most critical of ourselves, right? And so, I remember when you were in Hawaii, I'm like, she looks so beautiful. She looks so happy. Even if I knew like everything behind the scenes, like I still thought you looked so beautiful. But just to
Mhm.
see the difference, my gosh. And I
Like,
feel like that's what we needed to talk about today. Like, people really glow up after they get out of a divorce.
yeah, because I
They
mean,
really do.
so if you look at like the one I'm obviously in like the purple sweater with the dark hair
Mhm,
in the picture,
mhm,
I feel like my cheeks look really swollen. My
mhm.
nose looks really like swollen in that picture.
And tell them what you told me because I'm like, "You're skinny in both pictures." It has nothing to do with actual weight gain or weight loss, but tell them what you told me.
Yeah, so I actually weighed probably 10 pounds less in the Hawaii picture than I weigh when I'm wearing the black like tank top, which the
Yeah.
Hawaii picture, that was probably around like February, March of 2022. And then that
Mhm,
tank top picture was taken like August 2024. So almost two and a half
mhm.
years later. And I'm
Yep.
probably 10 to 15 pounds heavier.
Mhm,
Um, and I will be very, very open with any kind of cosmetic procedure I've ever gotten done or any kind of any glow up thing I've gotten done, which we can dive into all those things. But I did get my boobs done in February of 23. And they
mhm.
say that each implant is probably around 2 pounds. So you figure like there's, let's just say 5 pounds for the boobs, but I'm probably then 10 pounds heavier now than I was in that
Yeah, but I
picture.
think that's muscle. Remember I was telling you because you work out so much more now.
I mean, it probably is,
More
but you know
definition.
what I
Yeah,
mean? I
more
think I was
toned.
also under just so much stress around the
Oh,
divorce
yeah.
too that I
Oh,
probably
yeah.
was just like, you know,
It was a
had some
hard
like
time.
weight loss due to that too.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just the other difference that I just see, and like you told me if you think I'm crazy, I just
Oh,
feel
I
like
have so much to say.
my eyes look so dead in that picture.
Yeah.
And I feel
Anyone
like
who
my
knows
eyes look
you,
like sparkly
yeah,
in the other picture.
they do. They do. And I wanted to say just from a professional point of view, because I know people are gonna see this picture and they're gonna say, "Well, your hair was darker in the before." We'll call
Yeah.
it the before, with the sweater on. And they're gonna say, "And here, you're blonde. Also, your hair is parted in the middle." But it's so much more than that because it's like your hair is still similar in length. And honestly, if we just crop like from the boobs up and say, I don't even feel like I'm looking at that. I'm just looking at your face. I know I am. Like you
I mean,
said,
I
your
love my
eyes.
boobs now, so
Oh, no, they're amazing. We love them. I'm not saying that. And can I tell you when I worked at the salon, whenever a woman would get a mommy makeover, do you know how they would enter the salon? Are you ready to see them? Like they would be
yeah.
literally like, and it was so funny because we would have a coat closet, not a coat closet, I'm sorry, like a little changing area where they would put the smock on before they would get cut. They're like, come see my new boobs, come see them. I saw so many boobs, you guys, when I worked at the bar. Also, when I was going to beauty school and I was building my clientele and I wasn't making money yet. Most hairdressers will have like a second job. I was working at the bar. Oh my gosh, that was when everyone was getting their boobs. And they're like, come see my new boobs. And we would say whose doctor was the best and who everyone should go
Yeah.
to. We look
Really
at someone's
fast on
face
that note,
different.
though, I
Well,
will just say to anyone out there considering getting a boob job, one, if like you live in my area and you have questions about my doctor, more than happy to chat, like would recommend him. And that was the reason I picked him is because multiple girls I knew who'd gotten their boobs done, we had those little bar sessions where, and come on, are you really friends if you don't show your friends your
you
boobs?
have to.
You
And
know?
let's be honest, as a woman, it's not as exciting as men act like it is or like think it's like something else. But no, we're just like, oh my God, like I want those boobs. Or if you
Yes.
have girls who are really skinny and they haven't had kids yet, so their
Yes.
weight hasn't fluctuated, so they don't have the excess skin. If you don't go to the right doctor for that type of body, when they lean forward, you can actually see the rippling of the implant. So you need to like maybe go under the muscle. There's so much. I mean, we could do a whole
Mm,
episode on plastic surgery,
I
but
know.
yours were done well and I love them. Now, you
Well, and
paid for
that's so
yours,
that's why I
right?
picked my doctors. I literally
Okay.
saw different people's who all went to different doctors,
Yep.
and I could tell the style I wanted, which was like a very natural look. Like I
Mhm.
basically told my doctor, I want my boobs to look as full as when I was breastfeeding. So it's like I know my body had been that size at one point,
Yes.
but it
They were
obviously was
amazing
didn't
when you were
stay because
breastfeeding. I
yeah.
remember. Yes.
And so I was literally the pictures I showed him of like I had some bathing suit pictures from Hawaii when we
Mhm.
first moved there when I was nursing Hayden, and I was like, I want this, and he was like, okay, yeah, natural, like it's gonna be like it was under 300. I think he ended up going with like 295, but we were originally thinking like between 250 to 300. Um, and like
Are
I'm
you happy?
so
Do you
happy.
like the size is perfect? You wouldn't have gone bigger or smaller. They're perfect.
They could have probably, for me personally, I
Mhm.
think I would have been okay if they were a little bit smaller, but I mean, I think
Okay.
they're great. Like, it's kind of like, well,
Yeah.
you're getting them done, like at least, So, but yeah, I think I would have still been happy with smaller just because of how, like, again, the
Petite
only
you
time
are.
I feel like I
Yeah.
really ever had cleavage was when I was breastfeeding. Like,
I
other
know.
than
And you
that, I like
loved
never.
it.
So now I'm just like, I got cleavage, I'm good. Like, and I remember the feeling like the first time I went to try on
Mhm.
bras, like when it was like enough weeks, like post surgery, that I could like unwrap everything and go try on like actual bras. I cried tears of joy in that Victoria's Secret fitting
Aw.
room because that I was like, this is how I always wanted wearing a bra to look for me. Like this is how
Bro,
I always,
that is so sweet. I've had
yeah.
mine since 3rd grade. I can't relate. I'm so sick of these things. I'm like, take them. Take them. I don't want them. I don't need them. I'm done having babies. I just want a
Oh,
reduction, a lift. But no, I had so many clients who were in the same position as you. And, it was just so interesting to hear them talk about it. Like some of them, especially the ones who are really young. And this is another thing that's controversial. Some people might not agree with me, but the area that I worked in, people would be gifted plastic surgery a lot for like their 18th birthday, some even 16. I know that's kind of
wow.
crazy. And I
Like
don't
boob jobs at
necessarily
16.
know nose jobs. It was like a
Oh,
cultural thing. And so, but no, they would get, boobs at 18, they would get boobs at 21. They would be gifted this from their parents. And you say a lot of things before you have your own children. You say things like, I would never do that for my kid. And who could do something like that? And their body's not done developing. And I do agree with a lot of that. But do you know these women would, well, I mean, they were young girls, but women, because they were 18, they would literally cry because they were like, I don't feel like a boy anymore. Like they felt like a woman and they were so happy. And I was just like, I've had mine since 3rd grade. I woulda gave you mine for free, like, you could have had them. But
oh,
I just love that for them so much because they just felt so feminine, and they had never
yeah.
felt that before.
For anybody else in like the itty bitty titty committee with me, I mean, like, I can't tell you
I
like the
think the
amount
titties
of like
is
I would go to stores and try to find the bra with the most padding that would give me just even the littlest bit of cleavage, or I'm
mhm.
trying. those chicken cutlets, like taping them
Yeah.
just to like
Oh,
basically
yeah.
tape your skin
Giving them
up
all
to
the
like make
tricks.
it look like you
Yeah.
have something. Oh my God, I have the
Mhm.
most embarrassing story about those.
What? Well, tell me
Okay.
it came out.
So
What?
when I lived in Baltimore and it was, when I was 22 and it was like go to the club on the weekend days, right?
Mhm.
Back then, the going out tops, a lot of them were like the backless halter
Yep.
tops, or they
They
had
were
almost
all
like gem
backless.
strings in the back. So like you couldn't wear
Yep.
a bra.
String. Mm-mm, no
But
bra.
and I think about it now and I was like, you should have just been going braless. Like, who would have cared? Like, it probably would have looked hotter. But no, I'm over
Now
here
they would love
taping
it.
my boobs with chicken cutlets.
That's what
Okay.
we did back then.
The
Yep.
little sticky chicken
Mhm.
cutlets. And I can't tell you the amount of times I love to dance. I mean, I don't even need a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
drinks. One drink, I am on that dance floor the rest of the night. Like, I don't care. Like, I just
Girl,
love
same,
to dance. So
same.
I would be
And when you start
so
sweating,
sweaty. Exactly.
yep, I know.
When you start to get that sweat, that
They
adhesion on
start
those
to
back of those
unstick.
chicken
Yep.
cutlets, they do not
Yep.
stick anymore. They
They
don't
don't
stick
stick.
anymore. So I would always be at that point dancing with some dude behind me. And I'm like, shit, I feel them. They're sliding down. Like the boobs, they're not even boobs. They're like
Mhm.
stomach boobs at this point now because they've slid down. And so my move would always be like, do I know that person? And like make them look the other direction. And I'd whip the chicken cutlets off like
Yep.
as far as I could. Whoever
Yes.
cleaned, let's see, Stalking Horse was, I think, usually where I ended up in Baltimore. I don't even know if it's still there. Whoever cleaned that floor every week, it had been like, whose chicken cutlet boobs are always on the floor? Like, always on the floor.
So relatable. Anybody who is similar in age to us, they're gonna remember those days because I even had boobs, and for some reason, I was convinced I needed a little chicken cutlet. But like you said, you start sweating, the adhesion is just gone, and yeah, next thing you know, you have your wing woman trying to like distract them so you can chuck it across. Like it's just that's how it was, and like you said, now I feel like you would just look so classy and elegant to just do no boobs and
Oh my
just have
God.
such a, revealing top, but it doesn't there's not a lot of curves, and I just feel like it would be beautiful, but this generation's different. I don't feel like they are as crazy as we are. Like, we just
Yeah.
did the absolute most. Like you said, blazers, stilettos, chicken cutlets, like, we're just doing too much. But man, was it a time.
It was
It
a
was so
time.
much fun.
It was
But
great because there
yeah.
wasn't like anybody filming. Like when you went
I
out back
see
then,
that.
the only time you took a picture was you took a when you were really cute right before you went
Mhm.
out. Somebody brought out an actual freaking digital camera, took pictures of you. Like, you took a bunch, you took a lot.
Oh,
But
yeah.
nobody was even like whipping that out when you were maybe on occasion
No.
at a bar, but like rare, rare. There was
Rare.
no videos. There was none. Like
None.
you could just go embarrass yourself and it didn't matter. It's
It was
crazy.
actually so amazing because I mean, well, you went to college. I went to beauty school, so it was a little bit
Yeah.
different. But I went to spring break all 4 years in high school. My
See,
mom just
I
thought that
never
was
went on a spring break. Like, that is one of those things, like, I think a time would have
You
been
never?
had. I didn't have the
Oh, Bri,
money.
you
Like,
were made for a
I
spring
was
break.
that's what I mean. I was, like, putting myself through college.
Oh, yeah.
So, the closest thing I can equate to a spring break, and I remember telling everybody while we were there, I was like, "Okay, I feel like this is my spring break," is when I did Teach for America in Baltimore, one of the girls, she was from New Orleans originally, and she was like, "Does everybody
Oh,
wanna
she had
come
a good
down
time.
for Mardi Gras?"
Oh,
And she's like,
yeah.
"I can get us tickets to this ball where she's like, "We have to wear, like, floor-length gowns, and the guys have to wear tuxedos."
That's
So,
so fun.
it was a hotel room with 6 of us, so the girls got the beds, and because there's 4 girls and 2 guys, and the guys slept on the floor, and I
Of
just
course.
remember, like, the bathroom schedule was so chaotic of, like, who could use the shower at a
Oh,
certain
yeah.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it was
Those are the
such
good
a mess,
days. Yes.
and probably one of my favorite memories was, like, we all got back, and one of the girls, like, had to pee, and one of the guys who'd gotten really drunk, we come back, and he is in the bathtub, like a hotel bathtub,
Oh,
okay?
god.
So drunk. And we're like, we have to pee. And he's like, I'll just pull the shower curtain. So he's like in there while we all it was, it's just like one thing I'm like, this feels like probably what like a spring break would have felt like for
Yes.
people. I just had like a
Yeah.
little delay of it. But I mean,
Yeah.
was still very young. I think like 22, right?
I mean,
So
Mardi Gras, I feel like I've never been to Mardi Gras. I feel like that
yeah.
would be top tier, like, spring break, yeah. I don't know, I just feel like spring break, like you said, it was just a time to be had because there was no proof of anything.
Yeah.
no proof of anything.
Ugh.
And I mean, this is really going to show my age, but I just remember my mom saying, and this is only when I was in high school, she was like, Ashley, if you see any video cameras, like professional quality cameras, she's like, just run, because that was back when Girls Gone
Girls
Wild.
Gone Wild.
Yes.
Oh
Okay,
my
I didn't know if you were
God.
too young to remember that, but she's like, "Ashley, please." And my mom, she was a single mom, and she always somehow managed to swing paying for me to go to spring break and new bikinis and everything. She was so amazing. Thanks, mom.
Aw.
But, she literally was like, "Please just don't end up on Girls Gone Wild." Well, I was in, we did Votech and I did film. So
Okay.
I actually was the one filming all my girlfriends, and I'd have to see if I could find those videos, but it would be like 8 of us in a hotel room partying and, just doing all of the things, but my that was my mom's only rule, "Please just don't end up on Girls Gone Wild." And it's like now, there's just evidence everywhere. You can't even say that to your kids.
I mean, that's where I feel like
Cameras everywhere.
as parents, though, we have to band together and start some kind of counterculture to this where it's like when it is these sacred times, like I just feel like it should
Yeah.
be checked at the door or something. Like it just
Mhm.
takes, I feel like it takes the fun out of it for all these kids because they're like too worried about getting pictures on the scene. It's like, take your pictures before you go. Like,
Take your pictures before
go
like
and
we did.
have fun. Like,
Yes. Go
stop.
have
Oh,
fun.
it drives me crazy. I'm like, you're ruining the fun for this generation. Like, it just isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, and I feel like my clients who I would see have a midlife crisis, it was because they didn't have experiences like that when they were younger. Not saying you had to go on spring break or anything like that. I'm just saying like they didn't get to party and have a good time with their girlfriends. They didn't get to experience being single and dating. They either got married young or they went to school to be a doctor and they were just like fast tracked,
I
through
mean, I think I
school
had a
and
little bit of a midlife crisis after the
really?
divorce.
When?
After the divorce.
But when? I feel like I was there for the whole journey. I don't remember you being like when I
I
think midlife crisis, I think like, okay, imagine Jobby Nooner or something, like 50-year-olds like naked at Jobby Nooner, like really having a midlife crisis, and not because they're 50. There's nothing wrong with being 50. What I'm saying is because they didn't get to do it when they were 20 or in high school. So they're experiencing it for the first time. And I'm happy for them. I'm cheering them on. But then I'm just like, I feel bad because younger people are laughing. But I'm like, you don't know what she went through. She might need this. Okay. Let her have it.
well, but and that's what I agree with you because I think even like I just shared with you, like, yes, I had that New Orleans, like Mardi Gras experience,
Which sounds so fun.
which it was so much fun, but it was like when I was a teacher. Right? And
Yeah.
even like, yes, I would
You
like
had to be
go to the
careful.
club. I'm like, but I wasn't doing anything crazy. And actually, like, what's crazy, like, I was dating Adam for like the second year that I was even
Okay.
in Teach for America. So even though I was going out with my friends and like, yes, we would like drink and dance and have a good time, I wasn't like dating, flirting with other guys. Like,
Right.
I definitely feel like because I met him so young, got with him so young, and even in college, like I had two long-term boyfriends in college. And
Hmm.
same thing, I dated a boy from 8th grade until I went to college. I had very limited, like, just being single and dating and, you know.
Okay. So
So
then
I
that
do, I
makes
feel like I had a
sense.
little
Yeah.
bit of a midlife crisis where I was kind of like, I'm just gonna go out and like, you know what I mean? Like, see what's out there because
Yeah.
I didn't really do that in my 20s. And like when I was putting myself through college, like every winter break, summer break, I was working to make money. I was just so
Yeah.
serious about my studies. Like I did my undergrad in 3 years,
Oh,
never joined a
wow.
sorority. Like I would have loved to do that. Like,
You would have been so good in a sorority. That would have been the only way I
so
would have
much
went to
fun.
college. I remember when I decided to go to beauty school, my mom had asked me, we were trying to decide like beauty school, college, and I had actually gotten accepted to a really good culinary school because after I did film, I thought I was going to be like a chef, but I couldn't do the hat and the outfit. I just couldn't do that every day. I know that sounds stupid, but I couldn't do it. So, anyways, I got accepted to this incredible culinary school. And then I was like, no, I definitely don't want to do that. I said, I would love to go to college. And she's like, okay, she'd saved up and everything. I go, but I just really want to be in a sorority. And she's like, you don't go to college to be in a sorority, Ashley. And I'm like, I feel like that would have been so much fun. And I had
I
so
mean,
many
I'm not gonna
girlfriends that
lie,
were
if
older
Presley
than
tells
me
me that,
that
I'll
did.
be like, "Go for it, babe."
Oh, me too.
Like,
Me
I
too.
would be like, "Go for
Me
it,
too.
babe."
But my mom said you still have to go to class, and that's the part where I had the
Yeah.
disconnect is that I just want but
Yeah.
you know, in a sorority, you have to maintain a certain GPA, you have to do volunteer work, all of the
I mean,
things,
I
but
think sororities, I'm just gonna say, not that you don't hear some of these, like, horror stories or, like, kind of nasty mean girl superficialness to
for
some.
sure.
I think on the whole, though, it's like they do philanthropy. So they're working
They
for
do.
some kind of, like, organization to fundraise or mentor or do good in the world. Like you
Mhm.
said, you have to have a certain GPA. So I feel like all
You
the
do.
girls kind of keep each other serious to
Mhm.
make sure everyone's doing that. But then they do the fun social events where it is like you're getting to have these
Do.
little date nights or themed events or,
Yes.
it's so
Yes.
fun. I'm like, why wouldn't
It's
you want
so
your kid to go experience that? Like, if Presley told me she wanted to do that, I'd be
yes.
like, yes,
Yes,
go.
and the houses are beautiful, not fraternity
Beautiful.
houses, but sorority houses. Oh my gosh, they're gorgeous. And like I said, all my friends, they were older than me, 3 years, 4 years older than me. And so when I was entering high school, they were going off to college. And so I would go visit them in college and they were in sororities. And so I was just like, that's what I wanted to do. But can I tell you, they also made lifelong friends in that, like, they
Yes.
still are so close with most of the girls in their house, which is incredible to think about because usually you think that many women together they would have a lot of like disagreements and fights and they did, but they have lifelong friendships. It's like a sisterhood. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh, people
I
say you're
know.
buying friends, but I feel like it's worth every penny because it is just you have so much fun.
Can we
I don't
make like
know.
an adult sorority or
I
something?
feel like you and I already have one. Told you you're my real life bachelorette.
I honestly, it really, when I think about it, it really has been the real life bachelorette in many
It
ways. Like,
has. I remember I kept telling you, I'm like, "Go on The Bachelorette," and I was like, "Go on Love Island." I'm like, "No, don't go on Love Island, you have kids. Don't do that." But go on The
I've
Bachelorette.
still never watched Love Island, so, like, I really have no idea. Like, I've watched The Bachelor and Bachelorette, so I know that, but I've never watched Love Island.
You have to watch the season with Leah and PPG, the Powerpuff Girls. That was my favorite season, and, like, 3 couples found love, and the 3 girls became best friends, but it is raunchy, like,
Is Leah
the
the one? Because I feel like I saw her interviewed on something, and I feel like the meme circulated. I'm pretty sure it's like her name's Leah. The one who was like, "He's so nice and he's so sweet, but I need a little bit of toxic," or like, is
Yes,
she that
yes,
one?
that might have been Leah. Yeah, because Leah said a lot of stuff, and the producers did her dirty. I mean, they really edited it in a way that not just editing, I guess they, like, really controlled the whole narrative. Because her and the guy she ended up with, they were really not wanting them to be together, so they kept trying to, like, separate them, but they persevered because they're together and they're so happy, and 2 other couples as well, but it gets pretty raunchy. I definitely could not watch it with, like, the kids around, and
Oh,
it was
okay.
basically like spring break. I
My
mean, they
kids,
just were
by the way,
having a
they love
good
The Bachelor and
time.
Bachelorette.
Mine do too.
They've
Bianca
told
thinks
me
it's
they
so
want me to go
romantic.
on it. They're like, "Mom," like, because you're at the end, they're like, "We're casting." They're like, "Mom, can you go on it?" I'm like,
Brie, you never told me this. You know how much I want you to go on The Bachelor. But it's like, my only fear with that is what if you get a whole group of men and it's just none of them are the one? And you like kind of feel like you have to pick somebody.
Well, but I feel like that's where, I mean, the producers would love me in some ways, but I think they wouldn't love me in that way because I wouldn't. I would literally be like, "No, we're setting the example to all women out there. I don't care that you brought me 32 eligible bachelors. If one of them isn't right for me, I'm not gonna settle."
Yeah,
You
I
know?
know.
But I do think
Okay,
that the
so
process, like, clearly has truly worked in some cases, but yes, I think there was some cases where they were forced to pick someone. Clearly, those relationships didn't work out and showed themselves very quickly.
very
So,
quickly.
yeah.
So would
The
you
one
do
that
it?
really, honestly, though, struck a chord for me that I did not like because I loved everything about her so much, and I
What?
was so mad that the producers had her do this because I feel like it is just so was Jen's season.
It's the only season I haven't seen, and I keep trying to access it. Like, I thought it would be on Hulu, and I didn't see it. My sister said it was a good one too. What happened? She ended up with nobody,
Like,
or
I feel like
I
she
didn't
was
see it.
just such like a she's such a good woman. Like, I would wanna be friends with Jen. Okay, like,
Yeah,
I feel
yeah, and
like we
she's
would
been
be
through
we
some
would be
stuff.
such good friends with
We
Jen.
would love her.
She
We
would fit
would.
the vibe.
Mhm.
But Can I spoil it for you? Can I spoil it for everybody?
Yeah, I can't find it anywhere,
I mean,
please. I
it's
mean,
been out
Jen's
for like I
season
think over a
yeah,
year now, so
yeah,
sorry. Like skip ahead if you don't want to hear what
skip
happens.
ahead.
Um
I really don't understand how people get so mad about a spoiler because I love a spoiler. But anyways,
I
continue.
love a
I
spoiler.
love it. Love a spoiler.
I think it depends if I love a spoiler or not, but like, okay.
You don't even watch TV.
I know I really don't watch that much TV, so usually it gets spoiled for me on social media when I like, log on and I see somebody talking about it or like they share. I'm like, okay, well,
Okay.
saved me some hours of having to watch. Um, but no, they had her at the end propose to the guy. I'm like, no, no.
Why would they do that?
That's what
Did
I
she
mean. I really
want to
did
do
not
that?
like it. I did not like it. And then this is what really they did her so dirty. This is what made me even more mad. So I'm like, not only did you have this woman propose to a man on national television, okay,
Okay.
at the after the rose, whatever.
Yeah.
At that point, they're not even together anymore. Which to
Oh.
me, I'm like, yeah, because you just like emasculated him,
Mhm.
and
Why would
then
they do that with her past and everything? With everything that she went through with her parents and the issues she has with her father, why would they do that to her? Because she really, in my opinion, when they were interviewing her, casting her, doing all that stuff, it really seemed like she wanted to lean into the softer side and her feminine energy because she always felt like she had to operate from a place of masculinity because of the issues she had with her dad. And why would they see that's what I'm talking about? These TV shows they just care about the views. Cause see, we would all be outraged. That's why now I need to see.
well, so then on the after the rose, they bring him out, okay, who like they've already broken up, like before even this, they've broken up, bring him out and live, if this is a live television, they
Oh
make her
no.
watch the entire proposal. So basically, she's like ultra embarrassed, crying. I was like, you guys did her so dirty. Like, this was so
Oh
wrong.
my gosh. I feel so bad that she did. That's awful.
Yeah, I was like, I don't like this.
I don't like that either.
Mm-mm.
So she didn't end up with him. Was there anybody on that season that you liked for her or no? Do you feel like it
Not
wasn't really a
the
good
one she ended
match?
up with, I could tell right away. There was such like a weird, he had like almost this pick me energy and would play the victim all the time with the other guys. And
Oh
I'm like, no,
God.
that's no.
We
Like
don't
he
like
looked like
that.
who's the one that like all the celebrities date that they like make fun of? Like Ariana Grande dated him, Kim Kardashian dated
Oh,
him.
Pete Davidson, is that his
Yes.
name?
So everybody was saying he was like the Pete Davidson Bachelor. And he
Oh, good
like would
lord.
try to come off as very funny. And he would even say, like, I'm always the loudest person in the room. Like he was clearly like somebody who needed a lot of attention. Maybe
So
because
he
of
had the
my
personality to
experiences.
propose. Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yep.
if you are a feminine person, like I feel like she really was, like in that
Mhm.
energy, she needs a like masculine man who's like, I come into the room and I have a presence, but I'm not seeking attention. Right.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, it was just a very I was kind of like, okay, I can see why the producers are keeping him on because he's probably making for good TV for them. But I can't believe that then like that's who she ended up picking after like a lot of games he played with the other guys, always being the victim, like stirring up a lot of trouble. Like I feel like there was just like personality disorder written all over him.
We need justice for Jen. And we're over here acting so shocked that these reality shows are taking advantage and exploiting, the people on their shows. And that's exactly what they do. So maybe I don't want you to go on The Bachelorette. I changed my mind. Or The Bachelor, I mean. If you have to go on The Bachelor, be The
I mean,
Bachelorette.
I
But
have
yeah.
passed people that I have had the biggest crushes on.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is
Okay.
they're all still single, and I met some of them. And when I say met, I say that very loosely because the ones I talked to weren't the
Okay.
ones that I actually had crushes on. But when I was at Stagecoach, I got invited to this party where it was like a
Okay.
bunch of influencers, and there was a ton of Bachelor and Bachelorette cast members there. No.
Because I don't think
Hey,
you told
what's
me about this one.
No, okay, so this was at Stagecoach last year.
Okay.
Clearly
Okay.
Stagecoach was a weekend because I'm
It
just
was. You need to go back if you're
the
not
line
already taken.
yeah, the lineup isn't as good this year though, and
Okay.
honestly, I would rather go to, like, the Sand in My Boots festival because, like, I feel like that
Okay.
lineup seems a lot better, but I
Okay.
think it's, like, Presley's birthday weekend or something, so I don't think it would work.
We
Anyways,
just need
stage
Presley to be the age where she wants to go to concerts with mom. That's what we need.
oh, I cannot that will
So
be so
fun.
fun, like, I cannot
Yeah.
wait for that. Um, but yeah, so Stagecoach, there's this party, a bunch of influencers, tons of like Maria Gorgas was there, and I actually
I
cold
love
plunged with
her.
Diplo. Fun fact.
Really?
I didn't know it was Diplo, but we were in the same cold plunge like pool thing
Oh
they had together.
my gosh.
Um,
I feel like
and who
you're his
else?
type too. Was he flirting with you?
I mean, no, because we were like literally in freaking ice, like trying to just
Good
breathe,
point.
like.
Good point. Sorry. That was dumb.
And the second
Yeah,
he
I
was
was
done, he got
dying.
out and ran and like literally jumped into the hot tub. Like was like he's like I'm
Okay.
out. um, but yeah. So fun fact. Who else was there? The ones who just had won. Kelsey and why am I blanking on his name? He's from Hawaii. He's so sweet.
Joey. Oh, this
Joey.
guy.
Joey.
Joey. Yeah.
Yeah, Joey.
Oh, I did watch that season. What am I
Yes.
talking about? That was
Okay, so
Maria's season, right?
yes.
That was a good season.
Yes.
Okay,
So a
would you have
lot
been
of those
attracted to him?
what would I have been attracted? Oh yes,
He seems
Joey's
like a
yeah.
good guy, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
good guy, and even in person, because I feel like
Really?
TV, I think sometimes people can be shown in a different light than who they really are.
For
In
sure.
person, you can always pick up on their energies. Joey had great energy. I was like, good person. I
Seems
mean,
like
Kelsey too.
it.
Like, I was so happy for them. I'm like, I feel like they seemed like genuinely into each other, happy, so cute. She was very
Oh,
friendly.
Kelsey. I
Yeah.
remember now. She was beautiful.
Yeah. She's the one who's like, mom had passed away.
Yep.
Yeah.
From New
So,
Orleans, right?
yep,
Isn't that
from
where
New
she's
Orleans.
from? Yeah. Yep.
Yep. So yeah, they were so nice to talk to me, like while we were getting like, cause there was like a bunch of stuff there. Like you could get IVs. There was like a hair braiding station. There was like a
Did
make
you
your own
do the
pellet head
IV?
station. Yeah, I did. It was
I
amazing.
heard that's
Like
amazing.
life
I've always
changing.
wanted to do that. Did you have so much energy and you felt, well, actually I heard some people say they feel a little sick after getting it done. Is that the what's that treatment where it like helps your cells rejuvenate themselves so that you're like
Yeah, this I
younger
think
and
was more of like a hangover hydration IV,
oh,
so it
okay.
was
Yeah, that would
amazing.
still be
But yes,
good.
I've heard people talk about that, which I don't know, maybe we should add that to like the glow up list of things you could I
We
haven't done
should.
that, but yeah,
I
that would
haven't
be
either.
um but yeah, no, Joey and Kelsey were so nice. Yes, he's very cute. Definitely my type. But one of the people there, I didn't want to talk to him at the time because he was dating somebody else, and I'm just not that kind of girl. But who I've always thought was really attractive, like ever since I saw him in that show, is Jason. I think his last name's Tartrick.
Let me look him up.
He's cute though. Um, but I feel like again, that's kind of my type. But then the other one who's always been my type, and my friends make fun of me for this. They're like Bri, and I'm
Jason's
like,
your type?
yeah, he's been my.
Brie,
I
that
don't
is
know. I
not
feel
your
like I have like
type.
a wide range of types.
You do. But I've
He's
never
like
seen you as a
tall,
Jason.
dark, handsome businessman. Like
Okay, but
that's my type.
didn't he date the girl with the
He
podcast?
she might have a podcast. The reason I knew her, she did a lot of divorced mom like reels. So
No,
I
he
actually
dated this one.
yes,
What's her
Kat I think
name?
was her name. But basically they were dating at the time at least of this party. And I was
Okay.
talking to her because she did like a lot of divorced mom reels and I was just trying to kind of make small talk with people.
Aw.
But Pilot Pete was there too. And I've always had such a crush on Pilot Pete. And my friends make fun of me for it. And I'm like, I
I'm about
think
to
he's
look.
so cute. And like obviously I love to travel, so it would be a vibe. But
Oh, by the way, I was thinking Caitlin Bristow is who Jason
okay,
dated.
I think that's who she did. I think that's who she picked,
Okay,
right? Her
this is
season.
more your okay, this is who I picture you with more than Jason.
Pilot Pete.
Yes. Okay, now that's your type. That's why when you said Jason, I'm like, do I know you? Like, I know we're friends, but like this girl, I could picture you with him. He seems so sweet.
I mean, they all seemed like so cool. I didn't really get to like talk. I was talking more to the girls because that's who I like. You know what I mean? Like I'm the girls' girl.
Oh,
Like
of
I'm talking
course.
to all the girls there,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But Yeah, they were I mean, I saw them in person and I was like, "Oh, that's cute."
Just as cute in person as he was on TV, huh?
Uh, yeah.
Oh, so this
Mhm.
party was fun. You got to see a lot of people.
There was a lot of people that I feel like I was like, "Okay," like, it was a very good-looking crew, so
Could you be part of that world? Do you feel like, "Okay, I could do this," or no? Do you feel like, not really for me, I'd rather meet somebody, in person just naturally?"
Um, I feel like in person and naturally, I'm just always gonna lean towards that because
Yeah,
again, that's where I feel like you know somebody's true energy.
true,
So, yeah.
true. We gonna talk more about this glow up?
Yes. Okay. So the original one of the topics that we had said, like, oh, I think that so many women are always curious, like when we see people, especially when it's like, okay, they've just had a glow up or celebrities, you'll be like, well, wait, what work did they have done? And I do think there's, of course, like, Ashley, you've been in this industry. You know that there's so many
Oh,
different
yeah.
procedures, things. But I think there's
Mhm.
also some like lifestyle things that,
Oh, yeah.
are why people have a glow up. My stomach just growled so loud. Did you hear that?
No, I couldn't hear it.
Oh my God. I feel like the
Have you
microphone
eaten
might have
today?
picked up. Yeah, I did eat today, but I don't know. It's just maybe I'm like nervous, excited about tonight.
I know, I seriously cannot believe you're filming a podcast because that's all I can think about and that's all I wanna talk about, but we can't talk about that here. What time are you guys leaving? Like, are you already ready to go, basically?
No, I have no idea what I'm wearing. I mean, like, hair and makeup is basically done, right?
For sure.
But I'm also, like, the mystery reader at Hayden's school this afternoon, so I have that.
Girl, you
Um,
love to stay busy.
I mean, I literally just go, like, boom, boom, boom. That's why okay, like, I've talked about this with, like, some other people of how, like, I genuinely think I'm one of those people when, like, people text me and I don't text them back right away. Sometimes I'm like, it really is because I'm busy. It's not because I'm
I think
trying
it's
to,
because
like
you don't like them. Because you and I could text all day long. But cut that part out, don't tell anybody.
Girlfriends do get priority.
Priority.
Girlfriends get priority, but I do sometimes I'm just like, okay, like when I am really busy, I'm just like not looking at my phone.
Okay, I just need to know, and this is between you and I. Are you on Adderall? Because how do you have so
No.
much energy?
No, I can tell you. So I okay, because I've had other people ask me, and I've also had friends tell me like maybe you should get on Zoloft. But I think that's when I'm going through
Yeah.
like it's that time of the month and I have like a little mini meltdown because of my hormones.
Yeah, you almost made
But
me cry earlier talking about the sad women for Valentine's Day. Felt so bad.
yeah,
But
but
yes,
no, I'm
anyways,
not on Adderall. I actually think it would have the opposite effect on me because I have the ability to really hyper focus when I'm like working on things, and I just like don't want to be
naturally,
interrupted at all. Yeah, like I think like
that's incredible.
yeah. Um, but no, I've
Okay, so then
never.
I need you to come out with a time blocked schedule of what
Mhm.
you do all day, every day. I feel like Lauren Nicholson did this when she first got on
Okay.
YouTube. I was sending her messages all the time, like, tell me how you do it because she had 4 kids, which you have
I love
three,
her.
so
But
it's
by
the
the way, she
same.
sent us the biggest compliment on the podcast. I meant to send it to you and I forgot. She
Oh,
sent
it's
me like a
okay.
DM and she's like, "Oh my god, you guys are killing it. You're born for this. It was so good." So, thanks,
Oh, I'm so glad she liked it.
Lauren.
Yes, thanks, Lauren. Um,
Yeah.
but I feel like I love, and you were a working mom, so I
Yeah.
want to see like how you guys. And I know you said you don't watch TV, which that's totally fine. But like
Yeah.
you managed to fit everything into a day.
But I think that's
Everything.
why. Like, I think a lot of people's routines are like working day is done, your kids are home from school, you have dinner, you have TV time. That's not how my nights look. Like, I get my kids, and I'm usually like, they have like their homework or after school activities. So, kind
Mhm.
of even during those blocks, I might fit in a little bit of work here and there, like little things.
Okay.
And
Like edit
then,
while you're at a sporting event or something, or
yeah,
send emails. Okay.
right,
That's normal, but I need
right.
to know, I'm talking, I want it broken down
Okay,
from,
I
like,
can do that.
5 AM because 'cause I'm up
I
every
can do
day
that.
at 5 AM.
I fall behind on things though. Like I just got pulled over the other day because I didn't get my license plates renewed. So like
Okay, well,
there
that's
are
fine.
things
I
there
don't
are
drive,
things that
so
slip through the cracks for me.
well, I don't expect you to be perfect, but just, like, and even maybe if you could put tips in there, and this would be a good YouTube video because I don't think you realize how many moms, like, they don't just need a calendar and a this, like, I need time blocks, like, I need to know what your day
Okay.
looks like because I feel like highly successful people, they, like you said, you already have things going on, so you just fit more things in there. Like we're doing the
Yeah.
podcast day, you fit in,
Yeah.
you're going to go read at school, you're going to go on your date. I would be so nervous about my date. I need to clear the day. And you can't do that. You can't do that, right? I mean,
But
I'm
I love
married.
those days. Like, it's not that I've never had those days. Like, I definitely
Yeah.
have those days where I'm like, I'm going to do my workout. I'm going to take a bubble bath. I'm going to make sure my outfit. Tonight, though, like the outfit's going to be just like a last minute game time decision because I have no idea what I'm wearing. So
And maybe with your nerves, it's better to not have time to think about it.
I'm not really as nervous anymore about tonight. I mean, like, I'm excited. I guess I said like nervous, excited because you always get like that little feeling before a date. Like, I'm excited,
Yeah.
but I'm not really nervous anymore.
No, definitely not nervous. And maybe it is a good thing that you didn't have time to sit around and think about it all day. I would be nervous. But I guess if you're not nervous, there's nothing to be nervous about, right?
I guess like I've just reached the point where I'm like, either they're going to like me or they're not going to like me. I
Mhm.
really do think like there's like the thing of like, you're never going to mess up what's meant for you.
So true. It's so true, though. That's why I
So
remember that reel I sent you where that girl was like, if he doesn't call you, he doesn't like you. If you've been together 5 years, he hasn't proposed, you're not the one. If you
yeah.
haven't met his parents, you're not the one.
Yeah.
If and that's probably why back to what you were saying about not being nervous, what's meant for you is meant for you. And
Mhm.
it's like if it doesn't work out, it was probably because you dodged a bullet. So, there's
Really, like,
that.
I just have to believe at this point that, like, anything that didn't work, God was clearing it out, and I've prayed that prayer actually, because I
Smart.
think there was something you see a lot of this stuff, but I feel like it comes across your path because, like, you can hear it and decide, like, "Is this for me? Is it not for me?" And I feel like this one was something that, like, I feel like my dad would even say this to me, like, it kinda felt like it was coming almost like a message from him in a very weird
I
way.
love messages from
But
dad.
yeah, but it was basically like, pray right now. Like, if you know in your heart that like you're ready for your person, can you please just clear out anything that isn't meant for me as
I
quickly
love
as
that.
possible? And can you lead me to my person as quickly as possible? And so
I
I do. I
love
think
it.
sometimes the ones where I'm like, where it is even almost a little bit confusing because you're like, well, why didn't it work? Like it seemed like it should have worked really good. It was like, well, because
Right.
you were being protected. God was like, nope, I know
Mhm,
something about this person that is going to be really bad for you. So like, you
mhm.
don't even need to learn the lesson. Like they're out. Like, do you know what I
No,
mean?
it's
Or
true.
I do. I think that it's
It's so
like
true.
things are getting cleared out. Sometimes in a confusing, very quick way, or you're just like, okay, all
But
right,
you don't question it, you just move on
yeah, because
because
I'm
it's
just
like,
like
okay,
it.
it wasn't meant for you.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be.
Mhm. I love that.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for listening to another episode of the Bits of Bri podcast. Again, if you have any topic requests, things you would like for us to dive deeper into, let us know in the comments. And just thank you again so much for leaving a 5-star review after listening today. And we will see you on the next one. Bye.